massive fire broke out early this morning at Gulzar House in Hyderabad, leaving at least 17 dead. The blaze was reported around 6:30 a.m., following which 5 fire tenders were rushed to the spot and managed to bring the flames under control, preventing further spread. However, the absence of fire exits there in the building posed a major challenge for those trapped inside. South Zone Police reached the spot swiftly, coordinating rescue efforts and ensuring public safety. The authorities have launched an investigation into the cause of the fire and are assessing the extent of the damage. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed grief over the loss of lives in the fire tragedy in Hyderabad. Taking to platform X, he wrote, "Deeply anguished by the loss of lives due to a fire tragedy in Hyderabad, Telangana. Condolences to those who have lost their loved ones. May the injured recover soon. An ex gratia of 2 lakh rupees from PM-NRF would be given to the next of kin of each deceased. The injured would be given 50,000 rupees.
आज 4 मीनार के पास जो गुलदारवाज है, गुलदारवाज में आप सब लोगों को मालूम है, इधर पियर्स का बिजनेस ज्यादा होता है। उसी बिजनेस में काम करने वाले एक परिवार जो शॉप भी है, उसके पीछे उनके ऊपर घर भी है, मगर शॉर्ट सर्किट के कारण जो एक्सीडेंट हुआ है उसमें बहुत लोग इसमें देहांत हुआ और कुछ घायल भी है। अभी अलग अलग हॉस्पिटल्स में डेड बॉडीज है और लगभग 6 बजे सुबह इंसिडेंट हुआ, ऐसा अधिकारी बता रहे। और जो भी लोग आज इधर एक्सीडेंट में देहांत हुए, मैं केंद्र सरकार से उनको असिस्टेंट दिलाता हूं। आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री से बात करके सरकार की तरफ से जरूर उनको फाइनेंशियल असिस्टेंट देने के लिए प्रयास करता हूं।
MIM Chief Asaduddin Owaisi also arrived at the site and took stock of the situation. There, he was also seen speaking to people and trying to understand what exactly caused the fire. Let's take a listen to what Asaduddin Owaisi had to say.
जो दर्दनाक वाकया आज हादसा गुलजार हाउस में हुआ है, जिसमें एक खानदान जो पिछले 125 साल से इस इलाके में रह रहा है, उन्हीं के इमीडिएट फैमिली मेंबर्स 17 लोगों की आज मौत हुई है और बड़ी तकलीफदेह बात है। और मैं इन 2 नौजवानों का शुक्रगुजार हूं कि जो सुबह में ये लोग अंदर घुसकर नमाज सुबह 6 बजे 5:30 पौने 6 बजे दरमियान में अंदर घुसकर बचाने की कोशिश भी किए, फिर फायर सर्विस भी आया। मगर अफसोसनाक बात है और हम ताज़ियत पेश करते हैं उनके ये deceased family members के लिए।
True to its spirit, when it rains, it pains in Bengaluru. As evening fell, rain lashed various parts of the city. Meet Shanti Nagar, Jayanagar, KR Market and Majestic being among them. Cricket fans heading to Chinnaswamy Stadium for the RCB match were caught off guard by the sudden downpour. Heavy rains hit the stadium's surrounding areas, forcing people to take shelter near metro stations. Several other pockets like Hebbal, Mekri Circle, GKVK and Yelahanka also saw intense rainfall, causing major trouble for commuters and motorists. Visuals there show streets inundated with up to 3 feet of water. Two-wheelers had a tough time navigating submerged roads. Meanwhile, a Zomato delivery agent fell into an open pothole hidden beneath the water. Right on your screens, visuals of the same. That's not it, viewers. In another incident, a biker skidded and fell due to a water-filled pothole. Pathetic state of roads exposed in Bengaluru yet again. On Sarjapur Road near RGA Tech Park, the rain unleashed chaos. The stretch was fully waterlogged. This is a recurring issue. Every spell of rain leaves the roads submerged. A standoff between the railways and the BBMP over land used for stormwater drainage remains unresolved. With no path for the water to escape, the area floods routinely. Despite the waterlogging, Vehicles continued to move and people were seen wading through knee-deep water. In Jayanagar's east end, a tree reportedly fell on an auto rickshaw. Thankfully, no casualties were reported. On Banerghatta main road near Maiko layout, several houses were partially submerged. In Pukhraj's layout's second cross, around 15 homes were flooded with sewage water, forcing residents to deal with dirty water entering their homes. Fire and emergency services along with police reached the location and began pumping out the sewage water. In response, BBMP Chief Commissioner Maheshwar Rao visited the BBMP central office. He reviewed the situation at the Integrated Command and Control Center and also directed officials to carry out urgent repairs. Meanwhile, Sai layout once again bore the brunt. The area is no stranger to flooding, and the latest downpour led to water entering homes, leaving residents distressed and household items floating. Take a look. Are you a BBMP commissioner? Stops tractor, their lashes out. BBMP Chief Commissioner Maheshwar Rao confronted by the woman. He was reviewing the flooded areas while sitting on a tractor. That's when the woman stopped the tractor and in fact questioned about the problems faced by the people. Water up to knee level, frustrated woman there seen asking why is it that nobody listens to their woes. Also questions him about what solutions are really being offered, as every time it rains, it pains for the people of Bengaluru. In Tatanagar, Beatirane, rainwater pooled on the roads. Autos and cars were seen braving the flooded streets, inching their way forward. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has written to non-ruled BJP state chief ministers over the questions raised by the president to the Supreme Court. In a tweet, Stalin wrote that he has urged all non-BJP states and regional parties to unite in this crucial legal battle to protect federalism and preserve the constitution's basic structure. He accused the central government of attempting to overturn the Supreme Court's landmark verdict that upheld the rights of elected state governments against obstructive governors. This follows President Draupadi Murmu recently questioning the Supreme Court whether it can set a timeline for governors and the president, as observed by a two-judge bench in a landmark judgment in the Tamil Nadu state versus governor case. President Murmu posed 14 questions to the Supreme Court over the landmark April 8 verdict that fixed timelines for governors and the president to act on the bills passed by state assemblies. Moving on now, an associate professor and head of the political science department at Ashoka University in Haryana, Sonipat, Ali Khan Mahmudabad, has been arrested over a social media post related to Operation Sindoor. Mahmudabad was taken into custody in Delhi after a complaint was filed by a BJP youth wing member. The professor's arrest comes days after the Haryana State Commission for Women issued a show cause notice on the 12th of May, raising concern over his social media post. In fact, Mahmudabad in his post questioned the applause from right-wing supporters for Colonel Sofia Qureshi, went on to say that the same people should also advocate for victims of mob lynchings and the arbitrary demolition of homes. Mahmudabad's arrest has sparked an online debate. Several leaders and academics alike have voiced their support for the professor. AIMIM chief Asaduddin Owaisi condemned the move and tweeted, "Utterly condemnable if true. Haryana police reportedly arrested him from Delhi violating legal process. This targets an individual for his opinions. His post wasn't anti-national or misogynistic. A mere complaint by a BJP worker made Haryana police take action. Meanwhile, Ashoka University has distanced itself from Mahmoodabad's comments, stating that it was made in individual capacity and did not represent the opinion of the institute. Professor Mahmoodabad has said that his comments were misinterpreted. In a major crackdown, Mumbai customs officials seized 5.75 kilograms of gold in two separate cases on the 17th of May. The estimated value of the gold is said to be over 5.10 crore rupees. The gold was recovered from two individuals, both of whom were working at the airport. The accused had concealed gold dust in wax pouches hidden inside their clothes and jacket pockets. Let's take you to case one. One of the accused working at the airport lounge was intercepted while crossing the staff departure area. Upon frisking, the officials found gold dust concealed in wax hidden inside his clothes. A total of 6 wax pouches weighing 2,800 grams net were recovered, worth approximately 2.48 crore rupees. Initial investigations revealed that the gold was handed over to him by a transit passenger. The accused there has been arrested. In the second case, another man working on contractual duty was stopped at the staff exit point. On checking his jacket pockets, 6 wax pouches containing gold dust were recovered with a net weight of 2,950 grams. The seized gold is said to be valued at 2.62 crore rupees. He too admitted that the gold was handed to him by a transit passenger. The man in this case has been taken into custody as well. Indian agencies have uncovered new details in the case of YouTuber Joti Malotra. Sources say a Pakistani intelligence officer named Danish was in direct contact with multiple Indian social media influencers, including Jyoti. Jyoti remained in close touch with Danish even during the Pahalgam terror attack and the ongoing India-Pakistan tensions marked by ceasefire violations. The investigators are now trying to trace whom Jyoti met during her time in Kashmir. The officials say Danish had infiltrated India's influencer space and was using social media to shape a positive image of Pakistan following the Pahalgam attack. Jyoti was reportedly used as an asset by Danish, who funded her entire Pakistan trip. All of her visits to Pakistan were fully sponsored and facilitated by the Pakistani High Commission. Let's take a quick listen to, in fact, a cop was reacted on this matter.
हमें सेंट्रल एजेंसी से इनपुट मिला था, उस पर हमने काम किया। तो ज्योति मल्होत्रा जो कि रेजिडेंट है हिसार की, उसको हमने अरेस्ट किया। तो शी वाज इन टच विथ PIOs एंड शी हैड आल्सो विजिटेड पाकिस्तान मल्टीपल टाइम्स और शी हैड आल्सो विजिटेड चाइना वंस, और उसे हमने परसों अरेस्ट किया है और उसकी हमने अभी 5 दिन की पुलिस रिमांड पे लिया। तो उसमें जैसे उसकी पूछताछ चल रही है, जो इन्वेस्टिगेशन है वो चल रहा है अभी, और जो उसके फाइनेंशियल ट्रांजैक्शंस है उसको हम एनालाइज कर रहे हैं। जो भी उनके ट्रैवल डिटेल्स हैं, कहाँ कहाँ गए हैं, किस किस से मिले हैं, वो सब एनालाइज कर रहे हैं। वी आर इन टच विद सेंट्रल एजेंसीज और उनके कोऑर्डिनेशन के साथ हम इसको काफ़ी गंभीरता से इसकी हम अनुसंधान कर रहे हैं।
Espionage ring with deep links to Pakistan has been busted across Punjab and Haryana. The case first came to light with the interrogation of this particular YouTuber that you're seeing right on your screens, Joti Malotra. She's under investigation for suspected espionage activities on behalf of Pakistan. Union Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiran Rijiju has released the list of 7 multi-party delegations who are set to visit various countries in an effort to expose Pakistan's support for terrorism and highlight India's policy of zero tolerance on terrorism on the global stage. The list includes members of parliament from multi-parties which have been divided into 7 groups consisting of 8 to 9 members. A leader has been assigned for each group who will lead the delegation on global level. Union Minister Kiran Rijiju, while posting the list on Saturday, also highlighted how the members of parliament have shown a united stance of one mission, one message, one Bharat. The 7 all-party delegations are set to visit key partner countries, including members of the United Nations, Security Council later this month. The four Congress leaders picked for the all-party delegations are Shashi Tharoor, Dr. Amar Singh, Manish Tiwari and Anand Sharma. After facing humiliation at the hands of India, Pakistan mimics India yet again, and this time to counter India's stance against terrorism. Hours after the Indian government sent out a list of MPs as part of 7 all-party delegations around the world to highlight its fight against cross-border terrorism emanating from Pakistan, the neighbour too decided to do the same. Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif named former Foreign Minister Bilawal Bhutto Zardari to present the country's case for peace on the global stage. The announcement reflects Pakistan's desperate attempt to repair its tarnished reputation as it bore its long-standing support for terrorism, drawing widespread international criticism. Pakistan's copycat act does not end here. A few days ago, Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif visited a military base in Sialkot, a move that appears to copy Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who went to Adhampur Air Base in Punjab and interacted with air warriors and jawans. In a sharp political flashpoint triggered by a sensitive national security issue, Congress leader Rahul Gandhi has accused the Modi government of informing Pakistan in advance before the launch of Operation Sindoor, a claim that the Ministry of External Affairs has strongly denied, calling it an utter misrepresentation of facts. At the heart of the row is a video clip of External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar, where he is heard saying India conveyed to Pakistan during Operation Sindoor that only terrorist infrastructures were being targeted and not their military assets. Rahul Gandhi posted the video on social media, claiming this amounted to informing Pakistan ahead of an attack, alleging that national security was compromised and questioning who authorized it. Let's quickly take a listen to what the EAM actually said.
Of the operation, we had sent a message to Pakistan saying we are striking at terrorist infrastructure. We are not striking at the military. So the military has an option of standing out and not interfering in this process. They chose not to take that good advice. Now, once they got hit as badly as they did on the morning of May 10th, and all of you have seen the, today the satellite pictures which actually bring out very graphically how much damage we did. By the way, the satellite pictures also bring out how little damage they did. So these pictures, I think, will tell you what a hit they took. And the same people who are not willing to stand down on 7th May were willing to talk and stand down on the 10th of May. It is very clear who wanted the cessation of firing.
Rahul Gandhi's post triggered an immediate and firm pushback from the government. The MEA clarified that the message to Pakistan was sent during the early phase of the operation and not before it. The External Affairs Ministry has termed Rahul Gandhi's interpretation as factually incorrect and misleading. The PIB's fact-check unit also weighed in, calling the video selectively edited and asserting that the claim about pre-notification was false and fabricated. Adding more clarity, India's DGMO, Lieutenant General Rajiv Ghai, earlier stated that an attempt was made to communicate with the Pakistani military right after the operation began and not before. He said the communication explained India's compulsion to strike terror hubs, but Pakistan responded by warning of a strong retaliation, a threat India was prepared for.
Of our adversary, and even though we did attempt to reach out and communicate our compulsions to strike at the heart of terror to my counterpart in the immediate wake of Operation Sindoor, the request was brusquely turned down, with an intimation that a severe response was inevitable and in the offing. We were, of course, prepared.
So while the opposition sees this as a questionable call in a high-stakes mission, the government maintains that this was a tactical message sent during the operation meant to avoid escalation and underline India's intent to hit the terror, not war. All right, switching our focus now. Russia and Ukraine continued to exchange drone attacks Saturday after delegates from the warring countries failed to agree to a ceasefire at their first direct talks in more than 3 years in Turkey's Istanbul. Russia launched 273 drones overnight, targeting chiefly the central Kyiv region and Donetsk regions in the country's east, Ukraine's Air Force said. The drone attack on Sunday killed a 28-year-old woman in the capital region and injured at least 3 people, including a 4-year-old child, the Ukrainian authorities said. Now, this is the largest known Russian drone attack since full-scale war began in 2022. On the eve of the 3rd anniversary of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine on the 23rd of February, Moscow launched a then-record 267 drones. The 100 minutes of first direct talks in 3 years between Russia and Ukraine in Istanbul on Friday failed to broker the temporary ceasefire. Only an agreement to trade 1,000 prisoners of war on each side was agreed upon. United States President Donald Trump said he would speak to Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky on Monday. A tragic accident unfolded in New York City Saturday night as a Mexican naval training ship crashed into the iconic Brooklyn Bridge, leaving at least 2 people dead and 19 injured, including 2 in critical condition. The vessel, which is a 150-foot-tall Mexican Navy training ship, was on a promotional tour when it struck the bridge just before 8:30 p.m., its massive masts colliding with the structure. Eyewitnesses' video posted online captured the moment of impact, showing the ship's towering masts snapping and collapsing as they hit the bridge. Screams echoed from both passengers on board and stunned onlookers along the East River. New York City Mayor Eric Adams confirmed that 277 people were on board the ship at the time of the crash. The ship, flying a giant Mexican flag, appeared to lose power, veer off course and drift towards a nearby pier there before finally coming to a stop. Heavy traffic was reported on the bridge when the crash occurred, prompting fears of a large catastrophe. While mechanical failure is suspected, the exact cause of the incident remains under investigation. Authorities have launched a full-scale review, and both Mexican naval officials and New York City emergency services are working together to assess the damage and aid those affected. In a statement posted on social media, the Mexican Navy confirmed the ship was damaged and said the status of crew and materials is currently being evaluated. As the investigation unfolds, the focus remains on the victims and their families, as well as preventing such a tragedy from repeating.
Samantha would say, let's get... Oh my gosh. Samantha would say, let's get...